Alright, this game in particular has been in the best spot that it's ever been. The weapons feel great, the Galactic War keeps throwing new curveballs like the Illuminate. The community is absolutely just crushing everything that gets thrown at them. Arrowhead, it's been absolutely destroying it with the new updates, fixing bugs, making balance changes that have opened the game up, and for most people made it a lot more fun. It's like another golden age. But for those who have been playing it since launch, you know, since those, oh my god, since launch, oh, it's already been a year, huh? The game may feel different. No, not may. It does feel different. We've gotten stratagem codes like burned into our brains. The loadouts are usually min-max. I don't min-max them because I like to have fun. Anyways, do you remember those early days where like a single charger felt like a mini-boss and surviving on difficulty 7 or 5 felt like a bigger accomplishment than today's Helldive? Not to say that doesn't happen today, but that like pure heart-pounding panic of barely making it to the Pelican with like 3, 4, 5 Bile Titans on you. Like at that time, that was, don't get me wrong, it was annoying as hell at the time, but I feel like part of that was because it was on the earlier difficulties like 5 or 6 and not on 8 or 9. But this isn't really an issue or flaw with the game necessarily, but it's kind of like a side effect of its own success. Arrowhead did a fantastic job balancing things out from its chaotic but unforgettable launch, and a lot of early weapons were definitely weaker, which meant you had to rely on stratagem weapons a lot more, like the railgun. But after that, you guys know the big nerfs and then the big buffs, because the big nerfs kind of killed the game for a little bit, and then there wasn't really anything to do. Then they buffed everything again. Then it kind of smoothed things over, and then it allowed people who normally played on 5 and 6 to play on 8 and 9. Then they added, you know, then 10 was added, and then 10 was pretty hard. It was pretty cool at the time. But now it feels like it's just the base level, because we've had 10 for so long. It kind of, don't get me wrong, it can still get chaotic. It can still get chaotic, but I want more. I feel like we're at that point where we could have a new difficulty past 10, mainly for the people that eat, sleep, and shit this game. I don't know how you do. I get bored of this game after like 3 hours of playing, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. But for those people who have figured everything out a lot more than I have, I feel like they would enjoy it. That's just me though. The people who miss that chaotic, or even more chaotic, I should say, aspect of the game, where you would, I'm pretty sure there was one time where I had 4 or 5 factory shredders on me, and it wasn't even a convoy. It just happened. Now, you don't really have to break a sweat unless you go into that one spore zone in the bug area, which I've only gone through once. It was literal hell, and that was fun though. That was fun. That was the struggle I wanted. Never got a taste of it again. Haven't gotten that taste in a while, except for the Illuminates with the flesh mobs, which are annoying as hell because sometimes they feel impossible to kill. But that's just that. The game used to be a lot more intense than it is now. I'm not saying it isn't intense now. It could, like I said before, it could still get crazy, but it used to have this intensity on the higher difficulties to where you would need coordination with to some degree, not like crazy callouts like how people be doing in CS:GO, no, but it would have required some sort of coordination. Like I see it in some community threads sometimes where people talk about how intense the game used to be, how a difficulty 7 mission at launch felt crazier and more dangerous than the difficulty 10 mission today. It's not even just a nostalgia thing. Part of it is nostalgia. Don't. But it's a sign that the community as just a whole has gotten better at the game. On top of the game-wide balance changes that have surpassed the current challenge ceiling, in the nerfs to the enemy spawn rates, and even massive enemies that have been made less overwhelming, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. But we've optimized loadouts for every fight, whether that's dropping the bugs, bots, or the squids, or we've kind of conquered that fear of being overrun for the most part. I wouldn't say the game experience is fading, but it's definitely, no, that's the wrong word. We just need just more shit. We just need more stuff to be thrown in this now, because back then we weren't ready, because the game just came out. We were not ready. Now I would say we're ready. Even looking back at the older game, you know, the top-down one, the first one. Now, I will say this: that game has been out for over 10 years, so it's had its time to develop. But that game has, I think, 15 different difficulty levels, and it gave it such a wider spectrum of challenge, and with a higher ceiling. It gave it a higher ceiling for the people that were like really really dedicated, and I feel like something like that kind of belongs in Helldivers 2. They can just grab it. Okay, they can't just grab it and pull it over. Making games is hard. But it'd be nice. It's as simple as that. It'd be nice. I know it's hard to do, but it would be nice. I do miss that feeling of being overwhelmed and overrun all the time. And it wasn't no, it was annoying. It was annoying. It was annoying sometimes, but other times it was just fun. Like bots on release. They could even call the new difficulty like apocalyptic Helldiver or something like that, and crank up and don't crank up enemy health and damage. Don't do that. That's a very lazy way to make the game harder. But what they could do is just add more enemy density. Not a crazy amount, not an amount. It's a very delicate balance. You can't add enough to where it's you literally can't do anything but die, but you also can't add so little to where we're just in the exact same state that we're in now, if not worse. Like we really need a difficulty that kind of demands communication, like how it was in the first game. Okay, maybe that sounds really like nostalgia. Oh my god. Oh wow. Okay. I'm not just saying that it's because like old equals better, but the first game did require some sort of communication. Granted, I will say this again, it was a completely different type of game in general. It was just flat out different, but that communication aspect is there. In this game, that communication aspect is mostly gone. If I feel like if they were to add a new difficulty, it would kind of force is the wrong word, I don't like using that, but it would inspire people to communicate more, even use some of those team stratagems. Like I can count on my fingers the amount of times people have actually like, hey, go pick up my backpack, and I got the recoilers, and we can just go take out that Leviathan. People don't do that. And all the time that I fought a little bit, people don't do that. Even in like, cause I play on 10. I literally only play on 10 and listen with my friends. And when I'm with randoms, don't get me wrong, the players there are amazing. They are amazing at the game. They're cool. They're chill, for the most part. But they kind of just do their own thing, and I can't hate on them for it. That's just how it is. But if they were to add another difficulty, and I say, hey, I type in the chat, hey, can you pick up my backpack? We need to take that out. That's a big problem. They're just like, okay, yeah, sure. Instead of everybody can just kind of, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. I feel like the higher you go, the more strategic. No, strategic's the wrong word. No, you don't need any strategy. It shit goes down super quick. No, never. The higher up you go, the more you should feel the need to stick together, and right now I feel like that's literally just not the case. If they were to add a new difficulty, it would also be like a huge kind of just new content, new difficulty, especially for like all the older players. I'm not calling them veterans. I'm not doing that. But based on how hard the difficulty is, it would kind of make people, okay, maybe this doesn't work right now. Let me try this and this because they're overwhelming amount. I can do this and this, and then it'll also create just like more content and excitement for everyone, and would cause another boom like how we had it recently, and it would continue to grow the community even larger on top of the Xbox thing, which I'm pretty sure I've mentioned earlier in posts, but I don't know. I'm not doing this in post right now. I just miss that shoulder to shoulder, like back to back feeling where it's like army. I guess it's not army of two, army of four, just in there, and you don't really get that anymore. It's not a bad thing. I just miss it. Game's in a good spot. That's it. I would ask how y'all think about it if y'all need it, but I'm that probably already saying it. So. Okay, I'm out.